Hey, what's up? It's Jared with State of Tech, and today we're going to update an iPhone to iOS 12. Now, if you have anything that is an iPhone 5S or newer, then you're going to be able to update to iOS 12. If you don't have a device that is that new, which the iPhone 5S is actually pretty old, then you're not going to be able to update past the last version. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's simply that those devices have enough power, have enough processor power, enough RAM, enough storage to be able to support the latest version of iOS. So when you're thinking about upgrading or updating to the latest version, you definitely need to take some precautionary measures to make sure that all your data is backed up. So depending on the version that you're updating from, things are going to look a little bit different. I'm assuming that you're probably coming from iOS 11 and updating to iOS 12. That's what is on this device here. But the process for backing up and kind of making sure that all of your stuff is safe is going to be the same regardless of what version of iOS you're on. Things just may look a little bit different. So when you're watching my screen, when you're seeing my screen here, just keep in mind that things might be a little bit different. So I actually have my wife's phone here we're going to update today because my iOS device is already updated. I was playing around with the beta version. So I'm going to go ahead and unlock it. Now before starting, I recommend that you charge up your phone and that you plug it in with the cable. Now the phone here is 100%, so we're going to be able to do the backups. We're going to be able to do the software updates without any problem. So the first thing that I think you should do before you really get too far down the road is free up storage, making sure that you have enough storage for the next version of iOS. Now, these phones these days are coming with a lot of storage on them, so chances are you probably have a lot of available space. But if you have an older phone that has maybe 16 gigs of memory or maybe 32 even, you might be getting close to running out of space. So what I recommend is installing Google Photos. The Google Photos app allows you to back up all of your photos to the cloud for free. Google gives you unlimited free storage, and it does compress your images a little bit, but you're not going to notice any difference in quality. The images are backed up, they give you unlimited, and so why not take advantage of that? So you're going to need to go into the App Store if you haven't and download the Google Photos app and then sign in using like a Gmail account or a Google account if you have that. So you'll know that things are done because this little meter here is going to show you how many images it has to back up. And so it says that there's just 3 because my wife uses Google Photos. I showed her this a long time ago, and she's been backing up her stuff ever since. Now, she used to run out of memory all the time when she had a 16 gig phone. This phone, I believe, is a 64 gig, so there's plenty of room now, but it's still good to back up those photos. If you don't have a backup of your photos and your videos, then if something happens to your phone, you're going to lose all of that stuff. Even if you back up to your computer or something like that, say something happens to your phone and your computer, you're still going to lose all your photos and your videos. So I recommend using Google Photos because it is free to back up your photos and your videos, and you get unlimited, so why not take advantage of that? There's also some neat tools and things that Google Photos does just to kind of make the experience great. I've absolutely loved using Google Photos to back up, and I tell all of my family and my friends to use Google Photos to back up because there's nothing worse than losing all the photos and all the video clips that you've shot over the years. All right, so you get that cool little check mark in the cloud there to let you know that things are complete. If you do need to free up space, simply tap on the menu over here and go to free up space. And it's actually going to scan your phone and then look at what it has already backed up into Google Photos, and it's going to say, what you could basically do. And it says delete 2,709 items to free up space. So you can actually hit that delete button, and it's going to free up space on your phone by deleting what's stored on your phone. Now that sounds a little scary, but it's really not because everything is available here in the cloud. And if you needed to get to a photo and download it. So for example, here's a photo of my daughter. If we needed to re-download that photo, all you have to do is just go to the share sheet, and of course you can save this to your files. There's several different ways that you can access this image. You can share it to others. You can download the original. You can edit it. There's all sorts of these. Send it to friends. So there's lots of things that you could do with your photos here. As long as you're connected to a data network or to Wi-Fi, you're going to be able to access all of your stuff. So does it really matter so much if it's stored on your phone? Unless you're accessing something all the time and you just don't want to use up data accessing it, there's really no point in storing it on the phone. So what I will probably do on any phone, just because I want to have as much available space as I can, is just hit that free up space, click on that delete button, and it's going to go ahead and delete all of those items that are on the phone while making sure that there are backups. So it says delete 9 photos from Burst and other items. They'll be combined. I'll go ahead and hit that delete, and it's going to go ahead and delete all those items from my phone. But of course, they're backed up, so it does not matter. Now, after it deletes and clears up all that space on your phone, it lets you know that there still is one additional step that needs to be taken. Now, when you delete photos and videos off of your phone, they go into the trash and they stay there for 30 days. So in order to get that free space back on your phone, you have to take this last step. However, this is a chance for you just to double check that everything is backed up, so you can go and look and make sure, okay, I've got all of my photos backed up. And then you actually need to go to your Photos app. So we'll go to the Photos app. We'll scroll to wherever the trash can is, recently deleted, right there. And you can see that it shows all these photos and when they're basically going to be deleted. We would need to select and then hit delete all and delete those items, and it would clear them off of the phone and free up the space. So now, after it finishes this process, we're going to have all of that space available so that we can make sure that we have enough space to run that software update. Now that you have all of your photos backed up and some additional free space on your phone, it's time to run an iCloud backup. Now, iCloud has actually gotten really good over the years. The backup is seamless, it's easy to run, and as long as you don't have a ton of stuff on your phone, you don't even really have to pay any extra money for it. So in order to back up your phone, you're going to need to go into the Settings app. So just swipe down, type in Settings, and tap on that icon. And then up at the top, it's going to show your name, and you can access all of your iCloud settings here. Now, if you don't see this, you might be running a slightly older version of iOS, and you simply just need to scroll down to where it says iCloud. So I'm going to go ahead and tap here, and then I can tap on iCloud, and then it's going to show me how much storage I have available. Now, with all of our Apple accounts, we get a small amount of storage available for free, which is usually enough to back up the basics of your phone. Now, if you do need more space, there are ways that you can free up more space on your phone. We just freed up a ton of space on this phone by deleting the photos and videos after having backed them up. But you can actually tap on Manage Storage here and see where all of your storage is being used up. So you can see here that we've got 2.1 gigs in iCloud Drive. That's probably photos and videos and stuff like that that got moved over to iCloud Drive. So I could even go and clear up some space there by managing that data. You can also see what apps are using iCloud here and which ones are keeping things backed up. And then you can scroll down even further and see the different apps that are installed on your device and whether or not they're backing up data. Now we're going to go ahead and back up our iPhone to iCloud. Simply scroll down and choose iCloud Backup and then Backup Now. Now, if your phone hasn't backed up to iCloud before, it's probably going to take a little bit of time to do, so I recommend plugging into a charger and just letting it go. If you have iCloud Backup turned on, chances are it is running overnight when your phone is plugged into a charger. So I recommend keeping your phone plugged in at night, because when your phone is not being used and you're sleeping, and it's being charged, it's going to go ahead and run that backup every night. So the backup completed, and you can see that the last successful backup was at 8:10 a.m., which is right now. That's good. We want to make sure that that backup is recent so that we don't lose any of our data in case something happens. So now that we have our photos backed up to the cloud and we have our iCloud backup, we can go ahead and run that software update. Now, if you didn't have enough room to do a backup to iCloud, you can always plug in and do a backup using iTunes on your computer. To do that, you simply plug in, connect the other end of the USB cable to your computer. When iTunes launches, you follow the prompts and do a backup. So to get access to the software update, if you haven't been notified on your phone already, you simply go to your settings, click on General, click on Software Update. It's going to go ahead and show that there is an update available. You're going to hit download and install. It's going to ask you for your passcode, and then it's going to go ahead and start downloading. Now, it is a pretty large file, so it's going to take a little bit of time to download, even if you have a pretty decent internet connection. You're going to want to be connected to a Wi-Fi connection here because this is a large file, and downloading a large file like that will eat up a lot of data. And in most cases, it won't let you download the update unless you're connected to a Wi-Fi network. So when the update is done downloading and processing, it's going to prompt you to install, and there should be a countdown that's just going to happen. If that doesn't take place, you can scroll down to the bottom and tap on install. It's going to verify the update and start processing it. This is going to make your phone reboot once or twice, and so this process may take a few minutes. I recommend plugging into a charger at this point and just letting the phone go through its process. It's probably, depending on your phone, going to take anywhere between 10 minutes and 20 minutes. It just really depends. This is an iPhone 6s, so it should be kind of in the middle, but if you have a slightly older phone, it could take a little bit longer. Now, once the install process is done, the phone will have restarted and it prompts you for your passcode. Of course, because the phone is restarted, your fingerprint is not going to suffice. You'll have to put in your passcode to unlock it. So you get this message that says update completed. Now, if you are updating from an older version, there may be a few extra steps to go through, such as resetting up some permissions and stuff like that. So just follow the prompts. Agree to the terms and conditions by hitting agree. Keep your iPhone up to date by hitting continue, or if you prefer, install updates manually, but I recommend hitting continue. Now, screen time is a new feature that's going to track the amount of time that you use your phone in different apps and give you some insights into your behavior. Now, I like this personally because it's going to help keep me in check to make sure that I'm not using my device too much and that I'm interacting with the world around me. So I'm going to go ahead and hit continue to set this up and hit get started. And then of course I can go in and fine tune later. There's some carrier setting updates that I'll need to hit update on, which are going to be specific to my carrier. You may or may not see that message. On AT&T, I did see that message. So now the software update is complete. We know that the update has been installed because we go down to settings. We go to general, hit about, and you can see we are on version 12. So iOS 12 has now been installed. Everything is good to go. At this point, I would recommend making sure that your iCloud backups are able to run. As we talked about at the beginning of the video, it's important that your backups are running in case anything ever happens to your phone. Now, if for some reason during the process your phone did not completely restart, or it's been over an hour and the software update has not completed, I would recommend restarting your device. And you will need to force restart your device. So in order to do that, you would press down the lock button and the home button for an extended period of time, and it would completely restart your phone. Now, the process on an iPhone 10 is going to be a little bit different because there is no home button. You have to hold down the lock button and the volume up. So that's going to do it for this video on how to update your iPhone to iOS 12. I hope it was useful. If you have any questions or there seems to be a problem you're running into, feel free to ask it down in the comment section below. I'll do my best to hang out and respond to those. Of course, you can always contact Apple and they will walk you through the process, or if you have an Apple store nearby, that's probably your best bet. Sometimes issues can happen. Now, if you do run into a situation where your phone completely goes sideways and the process is bad, you can completely restore your phone. I will provide a link down in the description below that walks you through how to restore your phone, and through that process during the setup, you would then log into your iCloud account, which is your iTunes account, and then select that backup that you ran. It'll take a little bit of time, but it will run that restore, and it will restore your phone exactly back to where it was. That's why we ran that update to begin with. So I hope this video helped you out. Give it a thumbs up if it did, and subscribe to our channel here on State of Tech so that you can see more videos from us. We will definitely be talking more about iOS 12 and how to get the most out of it. So make sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you back here soon on State of Tech. Take care.